It is great to start our podcast. First of the month, okay, is November 1st. It is a great pleasure to introduce myself. My name is Josué Pascasio. I have here my son, Josué Pascasio Jr. You can call him Junior, okay? That's what he likes to go by. And I am honored that we decided to do something and we are actually doing it. We decided to read some books because we wanted to be more knowledgeable, more wise, more intelligent. And we agreed that we were going to read 24 books a year, 2 books a month, and 1 chapter a day. And we started this journey, right, Jay? We started this journey October 16th. And this is proof, guys, that you could read a book in 2 weeks. Look at this book right here. We started with the Richest Man in Babylon. It has about 14, 15 chapters to be exact. And we finished it in 2 weeks. We read the book every single day. We spend, how long did it take you to read? No, but to read a chapter.
To read a chapter? Maybe around 30, 25 minutes.
30, 25 minutes. This book, because it's based on a Asian time, the English is not modern, and it's a bit difficult to understand, but it is doable. My son is only 12 years old and he was enjoying every single chapter. Like, you will wake up and be like, hey, do you read? What about this? What about that? Well, and I think that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to start something new. I believe we can make more of our life when we have the right information. So, Junior, what do you think of the book? I mean, what about the book? What about the storyline? What about the main idea of the book you like the most? What was that? Well, like in general, can you describe the book?
Well, first of all, it is very important to people who have made the same mistakes that have been in this book. Like, for example, my dad. He's made a lot of mistakes.
From cover to cover. Every single mistake that they talk about in this book, I have made them. I have trusted people that told me that they are a guru in real estate and lost money. I have trusted people that told me, hey, you put money here, you could double your money, and I have lost money. I have trusted good friends telling me, hey, if you do this with me, I can guarantee you that you can make money. No. Like, every single mistake in this book, I have made. And it's like I was telling my son, it is sad that I am admitting, that I have lost so much money in my journey of becoming rich, because that's what we're trying to do here. Is to become wealthy, is to learn enough to become wealthy, to apply the principles we learn. And I was, I used to tell him, dude, if you would know only the amount of money that I have lost, it's insane. But it is a journey. I don't think I know, at least in modern days, any millionaire that didn't lose any money, because it's actually part of the game. You win, you lose, you win, you lose. And, most people lose it all 2-3 times before they can keep what they have now. So let's begin with the first chapter. What do you think of the first chapter? First chapter is The Man Who Desires Gold. Guys, listen to this. What do you think of it? What was your take from that chapter?
My take? I think it was a very solid chapter, but not better than all the chapters. I give it an 8.5 out of 10, but it is very important. For example, like using your environment and always doing things in a certain way.
Okay.
You know, is very important. And I also have a quote from it on page 22.
Okay. So you guys know, the man who desires gold it's pretty much about a guy that grew up with another guy who made it big in their town. And they were thinking, okay, if I went to school with so and so, how is it that he made it and I didn't? And that's where the story takes place, because that guy who wants to become rich, go ask his friend how he became rich. So go ahead, Jay.
The quote that I have is, a man's wealth is not in the purse he carries. A fat purse quickly empties if there is no gold stream to refill it. So that basically means a man's money is not in what he has, and if a man's possessions and he loses it because he did something dumb, stupid, something like that, and if there is no other way that you can make money, you'll be done for. You won't be able to make more money than you already have. And you'll be making a lot of mistakes.
And I think that's the biggest problem in society. Sometimes the reason why we don't make more money is because we are the only asset making money. You know what I mean? I work in a job. I cannot be in two jobs at the same time. But if we learn how to make money, invest that money or a portion of that money so that money can grow somewhere else, then I can make money, and then my money is making me money. And that's what people nowadays don't understand. They think, okay, I work 40 hours a week. I get paid X amount of money for those 40 hours a week. But during those 40 hours, you were only able to do one thing and one thing alone. So that right there stopped you from branching out to different other areas that you could have, but you couldn't do it because you were stuck at a job. I'm not saying jobs are bad. I'm saying that while you have a job and you want to make more money, have the mindset, listen to this, have the mindset to say, okay, I am here, but I'm gonna save enough money to invest in this place or in this market or in this platform, so I can at least gain interest. You know what I mean? It's like you working two jobs. The only difference is that one job, you're not physically there.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. And you know what? My takeaway from this chapter, the man who desires gold, is that we need to desire success in order for us to succeed. So for example, if all I want in life is to work, is to go to school, work, and sit back and enjoy the weekends, then that's okay. That's normally what people do. But if I'm the type of person that wants to grow, that wants to have a better life, that wants to have a better health care, a better car, house, whatever it is, you need to look. You need to look in different places, ask different people, knock on different doors, because you don't know who's going to answer you.
Yeah.
I have stories, like many stories, but one of my favorite stories is that I went to pick up some student from a school. And I asked the principal, hey, how can I start working here? And like literally, this is in the streets. Like the principal looked at me and said to me, okay, come next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, he said, and I give you the application. It was just like that. Like all I did was ask the question and the answer was available, and that job took me many places. I was able to meet many people. I was able to learn so much from different people, and those skills that I learned in that school I still use nowadays. But that was only because I was able to look for an answer. Let's keep going. What about chapter 2? What do you have in chapter 2? We have the richest man in Babylon. What was your take there? What was the main idea that you thought of it?
The main idea is when an opportunity comes to you, you have to take it. You can't just sit back and do nothing.
You gotta take the opportunity that comes to you. Wow, that's powerful. Well, okay, but what do you think about that? Can you tell us more? When an opportunity comes, what do you do?
When an opportunity comes, you have to ask. You can't sit back, laying in chair and sit there doing nothing. When you see an opportunity that can get you a whole bunch of money and stuff, you can't just how do I say it? You can't just lay there doing nothing. When
you gotta take action, right?
You gotta take action. You can't sit back doing nothing. Just like Arcot did with when he spoke to the king, and the king taught him basics of money.
And that right there, my friends, is what separate people that make it big in life and then average people. Opportunities come to us in every single shape, form possible. Honestly, they do. The only difference is that our eyes are not wide enough to notice the opportunity, and that's where we fail. That's why we always have to be using our five senses. It could be that we are driving, right? But then we listen to the radio saying, "Hey, we have an opportunity for people who knows how to read in Spanish." And if you know how to read in Spanish, that could be an opportunity for you. But if you're not paying attention to the radio, you won't listen to it. And opportunities come to us every single day. The only problem is that, one, maybe we are too afraid to take action, like you said. People sometimes, they stay there. You know what I mean? Or we just don't see them. We just don't see them. And I have seen many people pass on opportunities only because they didn't even think that they were looking at an opportunity. What about chapter 3? We have the 7 cures of a lean purse. So you guys can understand the 7 cures of the lean purse. It's pretty much 7 tips, right? 7 ways that you can make money, keep your money, and invest your money. Okay? These are 7 principles to build wealth, pretty much. What's your take on those?
I mean, it's probably one of my favorite chapters. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Me too.
And 100%. I think the main message from the story is to pay attention, because it will always lead to something great.
Pay attention, guys. I don't know where is your mentality, your beliefs looking at, but you need to pay attention. I believe that if you pay attention to something, if you hyper focus into one thing, you get it. So, for example, we said that we were going to create this stage, right? This platform, reading books. Now, from reading books, we went to Instagram. From Instagram, we are doing a podcast, right? Now we are in Amazon affiliated program. We are here, we are there, and one thing leads you to the next. And in the 7 cures of a lean purse, it's good because listen to the first one. Save 10% of what you make. Save 10%. Only 10% of what you make can put you in a different bracket in society. Only by saving 10%. Look at this. live below your means. What do you think that is?
Say it again.
When you live below your means, what happens when you do that? When you don't spend money in things that you don't actually need. What do you think that happens? I mean, what do you think happens when you do that?
Well, first of all, you'll get a lot more money in return because you're not wasting it on.
You're not wasting it, not spending it. You're wasting money, pretty much, right? Exactly. So living below your means doesn't mean go broke or look broke or look, like if you're not making the money. No, is that you understand where you're at. You understand your circumstances. If you know that having a car loan is too much for you right now, maybe you can get a second-hand car, drive in that car in the meantime, and until you can buy yourself a better car down the line. But that you are actually understand that, that you don't have to show off and then go broke because you're trying to show off to other people. That's the problem with a lot of people in society. I don't know if you know that. A lot of people try to show off nice clothing, nice cars, nice this, nice that. But guess what? They don't have money. They're just showing off. But they literally live in a room, with nothing to their name. You know what I mean? And that I think is dumb. And I listened to another cures of the lean purse. Not all investment isn't good investment. Sometimes people will come to you. People have come to me, and that's why I'm saying I made a lot of mistakes. People will come to you, Jay, saying, hey, I think that if you invest money here, you're going to make money. Or listen, I'm making money over here. You should come too. And then you come, right? And all of a sudden, the money that they tell you that you were going to make is gone. It's not coming. So not all investment isn't good investment. Invest, but know where are you putting your money. Know where your money is going. Follow your money. Don't just trust these people because they're your friends, whatever. No, follow your money. Do your due diligence. You know what I mean? This is why this principles right here can make you rich. Now, another one is put money to work. This one is simple. It's just pretty much work, have your salary. From your salary, save 10%. Out of that 10%, eventually put it to work. Meaning, save enough that you can open an investment account. You can buy, I don't know, maybe a rental property, that you can buy maybe some stocks, but with the money that you already made, then that money can make you more money. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, another one that to me is amazing out of the 7 cure for the lean purse is that every man, the book says that every man should own a home. And when I say should own a home, it's pretty much saying have a safe place. Have a house where you have your wife, where you have your kids that you can come to. Because if you have that place of I would say security, where you can go, relax, eat food with your family, joke around, be there with your kids, with your spouse, that right there, Jay, at least to me, it's very, very important in my life. To be able to say, I'm done with work, I'm going home. What is it that we do when we home? My son and I and my other son Noel, what we do is put Netflix, right? Watch Naruto. And we watch 2-3 episodes of Naruto, and that to me, I don't know if you know this, but to me, that time alone is great because it's like I'm doing stuff with you guys that allows me to detach myself from my outside work.
Yeah.
And I like it. And I like it. And one last point with the 7 cures of the lean purse is secure your money, secure income. And I think that we were reading, I told you, they talking about life insurance. And life insurance is securing income. Because if someone passes away in your family, it's a big burden. It's a big gap, that is create from, from the pain, from the sorrow. And more than you know how that goes, right? Based on the fact that, your mom is gone, right? And thank God that because of life insurance, I wasn't worried. She created income. Yeah. She created income for us for a long time. You know what I mean? That I didn't have to worry about how am I going to pay the light bill? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Because there were money there available for us because she was smart enough to create income. That's why every father, every mother, every grandmother, every granddaddy right there, out there, should get yourself some life insurance. It's not being selfish when you do that. You don't do it for yourself. You do it for the people that you leave behind. Okay? And I want you to give me a good look on the next chapter. Meet the goddess of luck. Do you guys believe in luck? Do you believe in luck?
Sometimes, but not all the time.
Okay. What do you have for this chapter?
Well, it's not the best chapter of all of the chapters in the story. I give it a 7 out of 10, but it could teach you some things that can lead you in life. Like, luck will not guide you in any certain way.
Whoa.
Don't depend on luck all the time.
Whoa. Can you repeat that again?
Luck will not guide you in any certain way.
Luck cannot guide you in. I think that if you depend on luck, I believe that you will pretty much be at the disposition of life. It's like you don't own your life. Is like whatever happens to you happens. That kind of thing. And I believe that every man should be working towards one purpose. And luck is not part of the script. I don't know if you know what I mean. What is the next chapter?
The next chapter is the 5 laws of gold. What do you think of it?
The 5 laws of gold. Actually, I'm gonna read real quick something I have from the 5 laws of gold. Listen to this. The number 1 law is save. We need to start saving money. It sounds like a cliche, sounds like this again, but it's basic. Save money. Save money. Second law is to have a good business or a good job, meaning have a good source of income. What I mean is a good business is that if you are smart enough to create your own revenue of money, great. If you have a job, great. But not only have a job, be the best at that job, so you can make more money. Third is look for help from people doing better than you. I understand that sometimes our pride doesn't allow us to
ask a question.
To ask questions. Thank you. To ask questions, to humble yourself because you want to prove that you're doing it. But I think it's the opposite. The more questions you ask, especially to people that are doing better than you, the more knowledge you get. The more knowledge you get. It's as simple as that. And it's funny because people who are actually, Junior, doing a better job than you or a bigger job than you at a much larger scale, they will help you. They will be more than happy to help you. They won't keep the secret. They will tell you, yo, you want it? Here you go. That's it. Take it. That's crazy. It is. Now, the next one is invest in the thing that works for you. Guys, again, don't be following your friend who's doing millions of dollars in the cryptocurrency according to him, but he's not showing you his wallet. He's just telling you, but he's not showing you his wallet. Do the thing that works for you. If the thing that works for you is photography, do it. If the things that work for you is construction, do it. But do the thing that works for you, Jay. Don't be chasing. Don't do what I did. Don't be chasing, the next bag, the next trend, the next money, because it's not gonna work. I think we do much better when we do or we stick to what we know. And last but not least is fast money comes and fast money leaves. If you think you're gonna make a lot of money fast, you can. You can. Definitely you can. But for you to do that, you need to build momentum, And sometimes the momentum takes time to be built. So if you say, okay, I'm gonna sell cars and I'm gonna be a millionaire in 2 months, that's not gonna happen. Yes, you could be a millionaire by selling cars for sure, but it's gonna take time. It's gonna take development. It's gonna take hard work. It's gonna take failures. It's gonna take nights, mornings and weekends and birthdays and a whole bunch of stuff. But it's gonna be worth it. But it's gonna take time. What else you have? What else is? What's the next chapter?
The next chapter is the gold lender in Babylon.
To me, that was my favorite chapter.
Your favorite chapter?
I think is in between this one and hold on. It's in between this one and the camel trader. What do you have from the lender, from the gold lender?
Well, my message from the story is a man's money should not be wasted on someone who doesn't know about it.
Again, do not invest in things you don't know nothing about. Because, again, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like, let's say you're a basketball player. Are you great at playing basketball? And then someone comes and tell you, hey, you should play baseball. If you don't believe me, let's go ask Michael Jordan. The best player in the league, then he leaves to go play baseball, and then he comes back to play basketball, the thing he's good at. It's the same thing. The gold lender, guys, it's about a banking system, pretty much. Remember, this is Babylon from the from back in history, before Jesus. So we're talking about these people. They didn't have an actual bank. They when someone needed money, they went to someone who had money, to ask for money, and this person pretty much represent what it is, the banking system. And I like this book so much because it talks about so many things. So for example, the gold lender had pretty much like a drawer where he kept every investment or every dollar that left, from his business to somebody else's business. And he would say, okay, you see this person right here, you see this token belongs to so and so who does so and so type of job, you know what I mean? And he pays me every month, what we agree upon. Oh, he's a good customer. But then he would say, you see this person right here, he owed me X amount of money, and he had never come to pay me. And he understand that that it is a percentage. So let's say out of 10 people, he knows 2, 3 people won't pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how banks work. When bank lends money to you, let's say bank lends money to 10 people, the bank knows that out of 10 people, let's say 20%, meaning 2 people, won't pay or will default on the payment. You know, that's why people lose his houses.
Yeah.
That's why people lose his cars. Because they know at one point, X amount of clients will default on the payment, and then they get to repost the house, you know, repost the car, you know, well, foreclose the house, repost the car, you know what I mean? And that's why banks, when they do loans, they do unsecured loans, right? And they attach a guarantee, meaning a car, a house, jewelry, things like that. Because if something happens, guess what? They can take the guarantee.
Right.
Because, hey, we said that you were gonna pay, you didn't pay. Well, now your house is mine. Now your car is mine. You know, and the gold lender goes into very good detail into how that works. Guys, I'm telling you, this book, it's full of knowledge. Go ahead and buy it, please. We leave in the link in our description. Don't miss it. All right. Now, what do you have for the next chapter?
The next chapter is the walls of Babylon.
To me, that's a very good chapter. Honestly, I didn't write anything about it in this description, only because it is a chapter for you to understand the type of time they were living in Babylon. That's about it. It's like a history map of what was happening during that time. You know, they had a lot of wars, they had a lot of conflict with other countries, you know, with the Persians and, you know, and things like that. And you read it, honestly, it is part of the story. But I honestly didn't take much of it. I'm not saying that it was a bad chapter. I'm saying that from the point of view that we're trying to break down this book, to me, it's part of the story, but not linked directly, you know, to the rest. So what you got for the next one?
For the next one is the Camel Trader.
The Camel Trader, guys. Camel Trader almost made me cry. He did. He almost made me cry. What do you got on the Camel Trader? I think I got something that I want to read from the Camel Trader.
You will always have a chance to make it happen.
Ooh, say that again.
You will always have a chance to make it happen.
Always have a chance to make it happen. What happened to the Camel Trader?
So he became a slave for another country, and one of the
But tell us why. Tell us why he became a slave.
He made a lot of mistakes.
Maybe you're not a slave in somebody's house, but maybe you're a slave of the credit cards.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a slave of your fancy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Maybe, yes, you're not working hard for somebody else for free, but maybe you're a slave in a different area in your life. Keep going.
And
where is it? I thought I had.
Page 140.
140, is it? Is it when the lady? But keep going. But what else do you have?
What else do I have? I mean, I don't really have anything. That was like the main point that I got from the Camel Trader.
Okay. Well, the main point I got from the Camel Trader is how the princess tell him, "Are you a free man? Are you a slave?"
Do you have the soul of a slave?
Oh, thank you. Say that again, please.
Do you have the soul of a slave or a free man?
Do you have the soul of a slave or a free man? Guys, think about it. Are you free or you are a slave in your mind? That's exactly what I took. Like, okay, you say you want to do this. How determined are you to do it? And that's something everybody should ask themselves. Do you have the soul of a slave, or are you a free man? That's a question everybody should ask. That's, to me, that was powerful. I think that's my favorite chapter. That's my favorite chapter. What else do you have? Oh, we almost done, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah, we almost done. Oh, we have the clay.
The clay tablets of Babylon.
What do you have for the clays?
I think this is my favorite chapter.
Okay.
The main message that I got from the story is don't make excuses if you never ask anybody for advice.
Say that again. That
Don't
was good.
Don't make excuses if you've never asked anybody for advice.
Don't make excuses if you never ask anybody for advice. Can you go deeper into that? Can you tell us more about that?
So, like, let's say you're working an average job, you get paid, let's say, X amount of money, right? And you're like, oh, I want to make more money, but you don't ask people, or you don't find opportunities that can help you do what you want, your personal dream. So it's like, always ask. I know me and my dad have been saying this for the past few chapters, but ask.
Yeah.
Or look for advice.
Yeah. I think it is wise of a man who understand that he needs others. He needs others. And like, for example, even the Bible talks about doing things in pairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do something, do it along with somebody else, because somebody else can give you the help you need at the time you need it. That's why we need to work together. And if we work together, guess what? We are gonna get ahead. We are gonna get farther in life, only because we have each other's support. And
can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I have something very important that you guys should all know, which is save 1/10 for you to keep aside as your own. 7/10 divided with like your family, and then the 2/10 divided among who you pay debts to. And then after you done paying your debts, use those two the 20% of the money that you have into investments, so that money can make you more money.
Can you put it in simplest terms so people can understand?
Okay, save 10% of what you have for your own.
Save 10%. Okay.
And then 70% for family.
70% to live, pretty much. Bills, right? Bills, your daily life, just your regular stuff. So you're saving 10%, you living with 70% of your earnings, and what happens to the other 20?
The 20% goes to debts.
So guys, if you have debt, so if you owe money to credit cards, if you owe money to whoever, how much?
20%.
20%. That means you're saving money, you're paying your bills, and you're taking care of your debts. But then after you pay your debts, what happened to the 20%? Since let's say one day you get to zero, no more debts, you're debt free, what happened to the 20%?
You can make it to investments or keep it for your own.
Make it to investment or keep it for your own. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a good math. To me, sounds like a good math. Save 10%, live over 70%, right? That means live below your means. Pay your debt, and after you pay them all, then use the 20% for investment. That's how you get wealthy. That's how you get wealthy. Easy as that. What about the last chapter?
The last chapter? I mean,
to me, that was powerful.
It wasn't my favorite chapter, but it was very important.
Okay, how so?
Okay, first, my message from the story is don't let anything stop you and always work hard.
Always work hard. To me, it is, I would say, my second favorite chapter only because we are talking about a slave. And a slave didn't have opportunities. Slave only were bought and traded for other slaves, and that's it. You know, they were piece of meat, you know. Sorry, pretty much. And it wasn't it wasn't a it wasn't a time where people had civil rights, you know, where people could say, hey, no, that's cruelty, don't do that. No, this is where times where slaves were slaves, and truly everybody had, you know, a slave. You know what I mean? And to me, it's great because this slave was smart enough to ask the master, right? That was in charge of the trade, to ask, hey, in order for me to get a good master at the place we are gonna be, we are gonna be shown for, for sale, what can I do? And the master said, well, you could tell everyone that comes that you're the best, that you could do it best, that you can, you can learn, that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to work hard. Because that's what we lack. We lack confidence. We don't think we are good enough. And we don't say that we are good enough when we are good enough.
And that's why we never ask for opportunities.
Exactly. We forget that God created us. Think about it. God created man. And when he created man, he put his spirit inside of us. And that's how we live. And if God's spirit is inside of me, and God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days, guys, what can we create? Just think of that. It's like God created me. I can do whatever I want. But guess what? Society tells us no. And that's what we're trying to redefine by reading. We are unlocking our minds, right, Jay? We are changing the way we think. We are changing the way we talk, the way we speak, the word we use, because the more we read, the more vocabulary we will learn, which means that we will present ourselves in different type of rooms, and then be able to sell, be able to present, and actually people will listen to us, and say, you know what, they have something I need. Let me buy from them. He has an information that I want him to tell my people. And that's how we create value. We create value not by the stuff we have personally, like a watch or or things like that. No, we create value with the information we have available to provide to other people. How do you feel about this book, man? We finished the book. We did the first episode. To me, I feel like amazing right now doing this with you. Do you think we have more for more for our new community?
Yeah, you want to tell them about the new book that we're reading?
Well, we're reading a book already. We are halfway. Guys, this is doable. 24 books a year, 2 books a month, 1 chapter a day. This is doable. So if I'm doing it, that I don't like reading, anyone could do it. All right? So don't excuse us. The next book we're reading is about self-awareness. And we want to be self-aware of things that happens in our lives. And we invite you to stay tuned. We're going to give you more context, later on throughout the days about what it is and who wrote it and the main bullet points on it. But definitely episode 2 of this podcast, it will be on the book, The 4 Agreements. 4 Agreements, okay? And I hope you like it. This is our first episode. Many more are coming. We are planning to continue this journey until the wheel falls off and we're here. Jay, do you want to say bye?
Well, this book was really important, and if you stay tuned for more, you'll gain knowledge just by listening to this podcast. But if you read books while listening to the podcast, you will gain so much knowledge.
That's it. I believe it. I believe it. So remember, 24 books a year, 2 books a month, 1 chapter a day. Later.